we've ended up with 100% control, 100% control of our destiny, and the program that we want to undertake isn't subject to anybody else's influence.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. Joining me today, Georgina Energy CEO, Anthony Hamilton. Tony, very good to speak with you. You've announced you're close to completing the purchase of the Mount Winter permit in Northern Territory. So a significant milestone for the company.
Yes, thanks, Stephen. When we signed the original agreement, we had to pay the $50,000 deposit, which we did within the required period of time. And then we had 60 days to complete a share sale agreement, which we've done ahead of schedule. And we've both executed the share sale agreement, which will allow Georgina to acquire 100% of the issued capital of Oilco, which holds the permit application for EPA 155.
So what are the next steps, Sam? Because you also talk about the granting of the Aboriginal Land Rights Agreement, Tony, and I suppose that's another important factor to consider.
Yeah, in terms of the process, this was the key element, the signing of the agreement, because that's essentially a contract of sale. And then the next step was we signed confidentiality agreements, which then allows the CLC to send us the ALRA, which stands for Aboriginal Land Rights Agreement. So we expect that to be completed fairly shortly. Once the ALRA is completed and signed, then it gets submitted to the minister, and then the minister grants the permit. And that's the steps.
And then you submit a drilling approval application at the same time as that, Tony.
So, well, what happens is once the minister grants the permit, we have to pay Mosman the balance of the proceeds, $300,000. And then at the same time, because we're currently undertaking a complete re-evaluation of the resource, that along with our drilling proposed re-entry program will then be submitted, and we'll be seeking drilling approval from the minister at the same time.
Tony, can you maybe just tell us how this deal strengthens your portfolio and increases value for your shareholders?
Well, obviously, the original deal was a farm-in joint venture. We currently had 75% of it. Up to the next stage, Mosman had the right to contribute, or ultimately we would go to a maximum of 90%. There was always, and there's the usual thing, you're operating under a joint venture. So we would have had to execute a JOA, a joint venture access agreement, operating agreement. And there's, you'll have other parties who you have to answer to. So in this respect, for what I believe to be a very good consideration, we've ended up with 100% control, 100% control of our destiny, and the program that we want to undertake isn't subject to anybody else's influence.
Tony, you've also given an update on developments in Western Australia's Officer Basin. Can you tell us what's planned there?
Yeah, unfortunately, Mother Nature seems to have taken a dislike to northwestern Western Australia, and we've just had a major cyclone come through. Prior to that, we'd actually had, would you believe, 274 millimetres of rain in 24 hours. So it is the wet season up there now. And our original program was that we had the window in December when for not the past 80 years, there's been safe, but we obviously had the worst weather event in 80 years started in December. So in fact, myself and my operations director and other technical staff, we were stuck for quite 7 hours on a flooded road, and it just got progressively worse. So we were hoping that we would be able to engage in the EIS, the Environmental Impact Study number 2. We actually have people on the ground up there, and we actually 3 days ago, one of our consultants went out and looked at the airstrip, but the airstrip's not safe to land a plane on because we thought we might even fly the people out there. So as it stands right now, we're still looking to get our EIS done within the 60-day window. And I suspect there will be a further announcement on the operational update of Hussar once we, A, the weather clears, and B, we can get everybody out there safely to complete the EIS2 survey.
Let's hope the weather improves that, Tony. I hope you'll keep us posted on developments on both of those fronts. Thank you very much for the update today.
Thank you very much, Stephen. Great to talk to you.
And to you. That's Georgina Energy CEO, Anthony Hamilton.